Hello and welcome to the introductory video for evolutionary personal care. My intention is to deliver a lot of value over these next number of videos in what I believe to be the most powerful self-healing tool that is available. Evolutionary personal care is all about breath work. It's about getting more connected to your body as a means to access your transcendent self, your transcendent sense of awareness, your inner star player. Because good research shows that the more that you listen to your star player, that inner voice, your transcendent source of awareness, and be able to pay attention to your analytical mind. If you can do those things, you're going to make healthier decisions and healthier choices, which lead you to a significantly higher quality of life. In this first video, what I'm looking to do is demonstrate how to do a general scan so that you have the real tools as a baseline to be able to learn to connect more effectively inside of your body. So as we get started, you just want to know that there are 7 general areas to learn to connect with. One of them is down in the lower right-hand portion of your pelvis. Another one is in the lower left-hand portion of your pelvis. And we call this the first area. And I know it's like 2 different places, but what we want to do is we have these numbered in alignment with the various chakras, the energetic centers of the body. And so the representation of the first chakra is here. The representation of the second chakra is right over your belly button. The third position is right where your sternum ends, where your xiphoid process is, and that's the 3rd place. The 4th place is where your inner heart is. The 5th place is right where your collarbones come together. And the 6th place is your palms over your eyeballs. Best palms over the eyeballs than fingers over your eyeballs. There's something magic about the palms of your hands. So it's the palms of the hands that matter. And then the 7th position is up on top of your skull right here, connecting into your crown. And so even though I'm talking a little bit about chakras and the various positions of the body, it's also good to understand that there's a neurological representation of these chakras in the physical body. So there's the superior mesenteric ganglia plexus right here. And so we could go through the different parts of the body and talk about different aspects of neurology, but that's not really what this video is about. But just know that there's an energetic representation for the physical different plexes of the body. And one of them is in the energetic domain, the other one is in the physical domain. And so as we get started, we're going to be demonstrating a general scan. And so to help us with that, I'm going to have my lovely wife, Naomi, come over here and we'll start demonstrating this. One thing that's really important to know, so have your hands right over your belly button. Now watch. She can breathe in her nose and out her mouth. And for this entire video series, the breath pattern is in your nose and out your mouth. And so the thing is that the human being can have the experience that it seems like they can breathe into parts of their body. Experientially, it appears that we can all breathe into parts of our bodies where we analytically know that we don't have lungs. So this is a really great thing to test for yourself because we're talking about breathing into various parts of your body, and we're going to ask you about your experience while you connect into a part of your body, and I completely get it. that she does not have lungs down where her belly button is, We know that her lungs exist here, but we're going to have her having her hands over her eyes, the top of her head. But there's this neat phenomenon that humans are capable of experiencing, that it feels like the body can become a hollow chamber, that you can direct breath into parts of the body. And if you can do that, that's going to have a certain meaning. And if a person can't do that, that's going to have another meaning. And so I want to jump this one analytical hurdle for everybody. So as you observe what Naomi is doing, this is typically a very easy thing for maybe 40% of the population to do. So it's a good place to start. So, and out. So in the nose, out the mouth. And what you can tell is that she's coordinated. What is she doing? She's got her focused attention inside her body, under her hands. She's voluntarily trying to move the muscles of her abdomen up and down, and she's directing her breath into that area. So understand there's 4 aspects of her as a person that are all involved in this one spot in her body. There's sensation, the touch of her hands on her body, her focused attention, her breath, and her body movement. We could spend an hour talking about the neurology that's happening right now, but we're not going to do that. This video is about the mechanics and the experience of evolutionary personal care. So we're looking for, can she do this? And get a sense, for her to get a sense of whether she feels connected or not. And so, because Naomi is pretty practiced at this work, she's a good model for the demo of this, that you'll see that she can do all of this stuff. And what you're looking to do is to emulate what it is that she's doing and then figure out what your experience is. And so here we go. And what I observe is that when she breathes, her tummy goes up, and when she exhales, her tummy goes down, and there's no other part of her body moving. That's wonderful. This is position 2. So go ahead and straighten this leg, and you can put this hand down by your side. When connecting into position 1 over on the left-hand side, this is the best position to be in. And so breath in. And even though this is breath work, it's not exclusively breath work. It has to do with engaging your muscles and putting effort into using your muscles, actually lifting. And what I notice is that as she breathes down into that area, this part of her body rises and falls about 1.5 inches. That's pretty darn good. Okay, and then go ahead and switch. Mm-hmm. Same thing over on position 1 on the right-hand side. Great. And so I noticed a similar thing, that she can breathe, she can connect into there. Naomi, what was your perception? Did it seem like you could connect into both places?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then describe what it looks like and seems like down in there.
It seems pretty open,
Mm-hmm.
pretty spacious. It took a little bit more attentiveness initially from compared to this,
Yeah.
but both pretty easy. Seems easy and comfortable.
Okay, great. And did it seem like it was symmetrical from side to side, or was one easier to connect into than the other?
Pretty symmetrical today.
Pretty symmetrical. Okay, fantastic. So we all know that she doesn't have lungs down in her pelvis, but the experience, words that she used, talked about it kind of being hollow or spacious. And so when you first start doing this work, I I highly recommend showing it to yourself that there are parts of your body that you can connect into, that you have an experience that seems hollow or spacious, because that's going to have huge implications to down the road as you learn more about this work. So then have your hands right here. This is position 3, right where the xiphoid process is. And breath in. And breath in again. And out. And one more time. And out. Great. And what did you notice when connecting in here? What did you notice in here?
Um, it takes quite a bit more focus.
Takes more focus.
It feels like I have to kind of come around
Mm-hmm.
to get to there.
Okay, so it's not as easy for her to connect in here. She can do it, but it's not as easy compared to this part of her body. So understand that that could have implications to your somatic awareness, your body awareness. That if you have more connection here than you have here, then you're going to upload different bits of data, different aspects of your inner knowing are going to come from here. Different aspects of your inner knowing are going to come from here, right? This has so much to do with like the power that you are. So if this is a little bit more held back, then maybe you're not expressing as much power in your life as you could. We're going to absolutely show you how to change that to bring more power, more presence into this part of your body. The natural result of that is more willpower, more strength. You're a bigger force to be reckoned with in the world. And the vast majority of the people could use more of that. So even though this appears like very simple, esoteric, touchy-feely stuff, which it kind of is, it has these massive implications to the human being that you are and how other people perceive you. Bring your hands to your, yep. And breath in. And then just one more time. And out. And that seems like you're really pretty nicely and easily connected in there.
Mhm.
Okay, great. And so, yeah. So when you're looking to connect into the fifth position, one of the real keys is just to use your fingertips. And there's a lot of reasons behind it. It all has to do with decreasing the amount of cortical representation of a part of your body so that you can be really specific with it. And so this has the tendency for the vast majority of the population to be the hardest thing to do as far as this entry level evolutionary personal care. Okay, so then breath in and out, and breath in and out, and then just one more time. Great. Okay, so then what's that experience like, Naomi?
It's easier than this,
Mm-hmm.
but it still takes quite a bit of focus.
Yep.
And it seems like it's um, the lower half of it is easier than the upper half. That it's like I get to a certain point and
Sure.
like I'm kind of get blocked, lost.
Mm-hmm. Yep, great. Then have your hands over your eyes. Now, you can't move muscles up in this part of your body. You can't, there aren't muscles to move, to expand and contract. What's happening is that you're very much connecting into the energy center up in through here, which, as far as I can tell, it's very much driven by your pineal gland. And remember, or learn this, your pineal gland is in the middle of your skull. It's in the middle of your skull, and it has rods and cones, just like the retina of your eyes. The pineal gland, from what I've learned, it has a number of things that it functions with your endocrine system, but it also serves as a function of being able to see inside and outside of you while you have your eyes closed. And the more that you play with the inner landscape and paying attention to the inner landscape, my understanding is that what you're using to see is this pineal gland. And so that's an interesting thing. And we know there are no lungs in the skull, but as you're doing that, Naomi, describe what that looks like or feels like up in there.
It's very, very spacious. It's, I mean, it's got the most ease of all of the places we've checked in.
Yep.
It seems way bigger than my head,
Okay.
or my skin.
Yep.
The space of ease is much bigger.
Yep.
It's, even though what I see is actually just dark, there's a lightness, perception of lightness and space and openness.
Space, openness. So part of the skill set that we're teaching in this seminar series is the ability for somebody to connect into what's right with them. Because the deal is whatever you focus on, you get more of. So if you focus on the spaciousness and the ease and the expansiveness that you are, then you get more spaciousness, more ease, and more expansiveness. And if that's what you want, you're definitely in the right place. So experience with your hands on your body and breathing is what will lay down so much validity to what it is that we're talking about here. And so hands right on the top of your skull. Yep. One right on top of the other. Breathing in. And one more time. Great. Have your hands down by your sides. And what did you notice while doing that?
That was pretty easy, not as easy as over my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty, pretty nice and pleasant, just not quite as spacious.
Okay, got it. Got it. So that's an introduction to the various positions for somebody to connect into. So when a person does a general scan, it should look like this, with the goals being getting a sense of where in your body you can connect into, where in your body it's more difficult to connect into, and then kind of mapping that out, coming up with an inner landscape of what parts of you are pretty nice and connected and what parts are like going to become connected over some time. So a general scan, which I'll refer to later in the video, this is what I'm asking you to do. And it really should just take about a minute, okay? And so go ahead and straighten one leg. Great. And then put a hand there. Okay, breath in. And again. And then go ahead and switch to the other side and breath. And bend this knee and hands over your belly button and breath in. And again. Hands in position 4. Breath in. Once more. Position 5. Breath in. Hands over your eyes. Position 6. Position 7, the top of your head, the crown. Hands down by your side. That's as simple as a general scan is. So now describe what are the best places of connection.
The very best.
Over the eyes.
And then here and here are both really very good.
Uh-huh.
This is pretty easy. This is kind of hard, and this is a little bit hard.
Okay, got it. And so she now has it mapped. She's got her body mapped from her personal experience of connecting into her body. One of the pieces that's really important for everybody to know is that it's very common for say, hey, point to your inner heart, and a person will point to their inner heart. I want you to know that's very different than putting your hands over your inner heart and getting breath there. That's specific. It's a different thing. It requires a different set of neurology. And so as you work through the general scan, here's what I want you to do. And so we're going to be done with this video at this point. And so the homework assignment is to do a general scan and to write down the parts of your body that you're nice and connected to, and write down the parts of your body that you're not so connected to. So in Naomi, the parts of her body that she's nicely connected with is position 1 on the left and on the right, over her belly button, position 2, over her inner heart, and over her eyes, and her eyes were the best. For her to be able to have the experience of to be able to have the awareness of what's actually happening inside of her body is really going to create a platform for her to stand on as the work gets complex, more complex, as we start to teach how to start to bring parts of the body online that haven't really been online. And so that's the direction that we're going. And so thank you for joining us for this part.